So in this video, we're going to talk about the morning routine. What do we do in picking our stocks? First things first, don't risk money you can't afford to lose. So the early morning, you got to make sure you're prepped, bright, and perky. Can't be hungover or feeling bad because otherwise your trades will go south. Everyone has a different routine, wake up at different time zones, etc. So you got to make sure your schedule's right on. And especially if you work, you got to worry about getting done early in the morning. But the most important thing is you got to be fresh, calm, cool, and collected. So to get started, first thing we're going to quickly do is take a look at the U.S. economic calendar. Search just for those terms in Google. You'll come up with a couple of choices. And what I do is look at what are the major reports. And here, the site I'm looking at, you can select your state, your time zone, recent or today. And this is just a glance. It's just important to know where the economics overall of the market are headed and what people are looking at. And it does help just keep you informed. What I like to do is also keep a watch list nearby that has the SPY, NVIDIA, UVXY, and VIX, because that way I sort of have a handle on what's going on in the market and I can quickly glance over into the corner and see what's happening. Have a couple of other stocks on there that are just for reference, and you can add which ones make you feel comfortable. When it comes to picking stocks in the morning, you can go to sites like Bar Charts, a website, and you can go to the pre-market, the stocks and pre-market, and take a look at what's moving up, what has a higher percentage, and you got a little plus sign there that you can click, and it gives you this minute chart that you can quickly check the news on. So that's one site. Another site is Webull. You don't have to sign up. This is just a website, lab quotes. It'll show you the gappers, what stocks are moving up. If you also want to download the desktop on a trial, you can keep it on your desktop, never have to sign up, and use that as well. And some people like it because it's a modern interface. You can also go to FinViz with a Z at the end, and they have a screener mostly set up for you, but up the top there's also a screener link. You can click in it and you can go in and set up your own options. Obviously, the more complex you want to make it, the more you're going to have to sign up. But right off the top, this is free and shows you information. Now, you're only pulling the information out, and you're not going to use that information on a regular basis. You just want the top gappers. Another site is Sendu. So on YouTube, does great, has momentum, gap up, low float, and informational as well as voice alerts. Here's a clip from Sendu this morning. But you can see there, and you can use that just to take a look at the stocks that are moving up. Then you're going to take these lists that meet your criteria, put them into your software, put them into your watch list, and then do some further research on them. Take a look at the dailies, set your support and resistance levels. So once you've got your stock picked out, you want to go into a daily chart. And what you're going to do is look for heavy clumps of resistance and support. And you want to be able to identify those, minimum, high level, and you want to go back quite a few months. I go back at least 2 years and use those as resistance levels. So you can see there, this is a IMD this morning, and I'm going ahead and marking, and I see a thicker clump up there where the circle's highlighted, and that's going to be what I think is the top, the maximum that I think this stock is going to reach, and I put a different color on it, orange. Then back on your chart, okay, it's up to you to move those charts around, use your lines, and take a look at how the stock is moving. And if you see double tops or multiple tops up there, go ahead and mark them up, which is what I'm doing right here. and I'm marking it out as purple because that'll be or magenta, a line to that for me will be important for this stock to move over before I can think about trading it. Um, Most of what I did is based on Fibonacci. So if you're not familiar with Fibonacci, you should look into it. You should practice drawing it on your charts. And once you're comfortable with it, you won't need it. It does create a little bit of a busy chart, especially if it's small. I'm running on a 4K 52-inch monitor, so I've got plenty of space, but others may not. And the Fibonacci rules basically say you set a range from 0 to 100 from where a stock has moved up, and more than likely, if it's higher than 72%, it'll probably drop back down to the 618, about 38%, and vice versa. And you can use those support lines to take a look at where a stock might go. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking a look at the stocks. The market hasn't yet opened. And so I'm trying to decide and mark out the lines of resistance and support of what I think will happen, including high a day. And there's the Fibonacci. You see it draw it from top 100 down to 0. And then you can take a look at where Fibonacci, and interesting enough, stocks do stick to the Fibonacci very, and it's an easy way to draw support lines. But like I say, it makes for a busy chart. Once you're comfortable, you won't need to you will need to use them. You'll just use you go by eye of sight, and you'll know. And that's why doing the trade simulator, doing the live trading with just one stock is really important, because it takes months to really get a handle on how to use these indicators. But it is awfully important, and it is important part of trading. So you got to pick your stocks, your support and resistance levels, and you also have to make sure that on a continuous time frame, as the market opens, you're cognizant of the fact that this is there. So if by chance a stock starts moving up and you don't have the opportunity, you're going to lose precious seconds by going back to your daily chart, then you need to just make sure that you've got enough chart space in there where you can visually um, mark those lines and be able to take a trade if that's the way you're going. So here I'm marking it from 100 to 0. So in case you want to short, that would be the way to do it. The other thing, you can see there on the 1 minute chart, the MACD. Make sure you take a look at the histogram, the lows, the highs, the MACD line and the signal line, because you want to be trading with that MACD line, the blue cyan line, above this gold signal line. That's very important. And then, of course, the volume. Here you can see that the volume is going downwards. So it wouldn't be a good place to take a trade, because uh, this stock is consolidating, and it was going to consolidate into the open and even onto an hour beyond that. So hopefully this helps you guys get an idea of what a morning looks like, and can get you started. Have a good day. Like and subscribe. Leave your comments or questions below.